What's up, everybody? Mike here, and PlayStation is on a roll. At least their, latest third-party sort of developed, well, not sort of developed, but yeah, they are third-party, technically, or second-party made games, or developed games, but essentially they're exclusive games to PlayStation. So we just had a, recent update with Cellblade, and now we get a huge update with Rise of the Ronin. And both of these games have honestly been selling very well overall for the respective developers and just doing really good. And say what you will about Rise of the Ronin, but honestly, apparently the player base overall or majority seem very happy with this. And Rise of Ronin, latest update adds new features and missions, including the most difficult thus far. So version 1.05 is now available and brings some major changes to the game by applying some quality of life improvements, making a big change to cat collecting apparently as well too, on top of the missions and the most difficult one being added. So this news comes by Twitter. The extensive patch notes here I'll showcase to you guys here in a bit, and just kind of shortly give you a brief overview of what it's about to go into. Like, the patch notes are headlined by additional new content, including 5 new allied missions, while playing on the midnight difficulty. The missions have the player team up and improve local security in unruly areas, while one called Path of Chaos presents different enemies on each playthrough. Hardcore fans may be most interested in Eternal Night, however, which developer Team Ninja called the most difficult mission thus far. Set bonuses have also been added to Ferocious Tiger and Prodigious Dragon, with the former receiving the Blade Flash attack and upgraded for dodge and more. The latter is receiving the Last Ditch Counter Spark, neutral combat, and more. Formidable foes of the Foreigner faction will now have a chance of dropping new glider appearances too, and players can otherwise test their skills against new training opponents, such as their Blade Twin and bosses previously only available through Bond missions. Players can now manually reset unruly areas too, synced missions that have been completed on midnight difficulty, equip 2 of the same weapons individually, aligned for different playstyles in each hand, and more. Perhaps most importantly, progressing cat collecting will now place cats that can be pet around Usukumo Dayu. And these changes come, on top of a wealth of balance updates and bug fixes, things like that. Now you see here with the new content and the update here we've already talked about, but this is based on the tweet by Team Ninja. So yeah, very cool stuff here with the Path of Chaos, Eternal Night, locals, the new missions here, new set bonuses, added new training opponents such as your Blade Twin and bosses that were only available in Bond missions. So, and I mentioned earlier, new glider appearances that can be attained from foes. Some things mentioned here I didn't talk about though. Let's see. So we can now register Jizo's statuette for item preset loadouts. Number of times martial skills hit is now added to technical points, and training now shows difficulty in the results screen of training. As the higher the difficulty, the higher the possible score will be. Added filtering for training as well. You got some weapon adjustments here too, for quite a bit of weapons here. So take a look at this, and if this might be something that really makes you happy here, I'm not going to go over all of them, but I'm really seeing some cool changes here. With the second one there with the katana follow-up attack after counter spark is now easier to land. So it seems like what I'm getting from this, and I'm glancing over this too, not just that one, but there's quite a bit here that's like they're essentially trying to make a lot easier to hit. Like, I'm seeing a lot of easier to hit stuff in this update. Yeah, like there's at least about 3, 4, 5 things here I'm seeing that's basically talking about making it easier to hit. So I guess it's challenging to hit certain moves before, but yeah, it looks like it's about 3 or 4 things here with the weapons adjustments that's making stuff easier to hit, which is fantastic because that means more cool stuff you can do, more cool flashy moves you can pull off, things like that. Just more enjoyment, more engagement and fun when it comes to the combat of this game. Character adjustments here. You got adjusted player knockback distance on successfully counter sparking enemy attacks. Now possible to switch styles when guarding enemy attacks, during some animations of being hit by enemy attacks, and during flash attack. Calling your horse while sprinting will continue the sprint after mounting the horse. Adjusted and improved stats of unique attacks, allied characters across the board. Adjusted so that you will no longer switch lock on targets when controlling the right stick with the combat style UI showing during critical hits. Very nice, very nice. Enemy adjustments have been made as well. So you got shortened flaming area that certain bosses create, adjusted and nerfed bayonet bullet damage and state of certain enemies. Very cool. Then you got other adjustments that have been made here as well too for the game, and bug fixes as well too. So a lot of cool stuff here that they are doing with this game, and just always trying to improve upon it. Team Ninja is a good studio. They are a really good studio. You know, I believe in them, and it's great that they are staying consistent with the updates, polishing up the game more, even post-launch. You know, in this day and age, sometimes you won't always get this from devs, you know, and it's unfortunate because either they just may not have the resources, may not have the funding for it. So, you know, it's great that they're able to do this and make their game a better game overall. This is another game that I would imagine would go to PC someday, but honestly, Team Ninja's PC ports of their games are usually not that great, at least at launch. You know, same thing happened, I think, with Wulong, Fallen Dynasty. Neo 1 and 2 suffered similar issues, at least at launch, or maybe they're still having issues overall, I don't know. Yeah, but I would imagine at some point this is going to go to PC, just like Stellar Blade's going to go to PC at some point. So, you know, it only makes sense. I mean, hey, you're going to do better when you sell more copies on other platforms. So, but I just hope this has like a 6 month to a year exclusivity on PlayStation 5, similar to Stellar Blade. I'm not sure. I'm just speculating. No, I don't have any confirmation on that when it comes to Stellar Blade either. I'm just hoping that's just like at most a 6 months to a year exclusivity on this PS5. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see, just like with that game. And honestly, we're still possibly going to be story DLC might be added to this as well too, Rise of Ronin. I don't know if we're going to get anything else other than that, but I'm definitely going to keep you guys updated on this as much as possible as usual, as I do with other RPGs in general, and I'm excited for this. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below about this. You know, are you excited for this? Have you been trying out the update? And what do you think about it? If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe if you're new. My name's Mike. Thanks for watching.